Howdy. About 7 months ago, I made a video about reindeers, about the Finnish saying aurinko porottaa, which means the sun is burning really hot. And yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, in a random whatever occurrence, I was just talking, and then I said that pala ihan poroks, which means they burned into ash. Then I realized that, oh, wow, check it out. There's another saying which includes reindeers. Because poro means reindeer. This is Wiktionary poro. It's a reindeer. Here's the picture, and it says poro. It's a reindeer. Yes, Santa Claus has reindeers too. But we will not dive into this now, because we have to. I didn't try this yet, so now let's just try it. We will make Google translate this for us. A semi-domestic subspecies of fallow deer. Rangiferta rundus, bred in reindeer husbandry areas, the Nordic countries, blah blah blah. The reindeer. And I was just checking this site out and scrolled down and read it a little bit through. Related birds: moose, taurus, caribou. Noun: reindeer. 1. Ash, prune. The whole village was burned to the ground. Let's translate it quickly back to Finnish. Now, how to do that? I don't know. But anyway, there's also the, if you make coffee, you have those leftovers. I don't know what they are in English, but here they are called kahvipur, the porot. They are called porot, also like reindeer. And I assume, or conclude, or think, or whatever you want to call it, philosophy about this, that it's because they are almost black. They look like they have been burned. So, for those who have seen this one video where I have been talking about Aboriginal people from Australia, from which some of the tribes, they associate Aurora Australis, as the Aurora Borealis is called on the southern hemisphere, the northern lights, or southern lights. They associate those with fire, death, and destruction, which indicates that some of the ancestors have seen the Aurora Australis touch the ground. There has been several occasions where we had cracks in Earth's magnetosphere, and I think I've captured one of these because this one time in August when we had all of a sudden like really, really amazing Aurora Borealis, because I'm on the northern hemisphere. It turned out I was really surprised that, like, what? I didn't expect any CME or whatsoever. There wasn't. And next day, it turned out it was a surprise event also for NASA and all those other people. I made a video about this. You can find them somewhere. And also the colors of the auroras. Recently, there have been several occasions where we had pink auroras, which indicates they came really low down to the ground. And the thing is, what happens if they really would touch the ground? because there is always an energy transfer from the heavens down to earth and back from earth upwards. Energy always goes both ways. So it would be really interesting to know, like, what's what's going to happen. I don't think it's like a rainbow where you could jump through, because they can be 2, 3, 4,000 degrees hot, you know. And for example, it needs maybe some 700 degrees in order to get quartz melt. Then it loses its crystalline structure. And it turns from crystalline into amorphous silica. And if there's more heat and stuff going on, we probably have to assume there's some wind also. So the stuff could get mixed up with other ingredients: zinc, aluminium, manganese, iron. So I think it's really interesting that also in Finnish language, the reindeer is associated with ash, something which is burned. And I realized this just yesterday by using just some random, like, you know, if you talk a language, you get used to use certain terms for whatever, you know. And yesterday it was really amazing when I realized that Romani, Finland, gypsies, Romani people, they have the wheel in their flag. They are from northern India, and it's called the Valley of Kings. And I am half Romani. I'm half a gypsy. I have snake charmer blood. Yeah. So, I think it's very interesting to realize things about your language. And I don't know, like, English isn't my mother's tongue, nor is Finnish. My original mother's tongue is Swiss German, which is actually not a written language. Many years ago, I think it was 92 or something, I have been part of some theater, youth theater thing, whatever. We made some theaters. And we went to Luxembourg. And after we went there for some theater festival, and after some days they explained us about Luxembourg, because I don't know, I was 15 years old or something. And then they told us that the Luxembourg language isn't written down, it's just a language people use when they talk. But if they write down there, I don't remember, is it Belgium what they use? And I thought, wow, that's amazing. Until I realized that we have the same thing at home. Swiss German was just a spoken language. Everything you read or wrote in school was in German. Like, you know, German, the official language. The news were in German, not Swiss German. Only after the advent of mobile phones and people starting to text message to other people's stuff, they figured out that, why don't we use our own language? And I have experienced people that just lived in Zurich, like 25 kilometers away from me. It's not far. They were writing me message and I had no idea what's written there. I had to call them and ask them, what do you mean? I don't understand what you're writing. And it's really amazing to think about that. And it's the same thing nowadays. Today, now it had some increase in the, like, you can now find even whole TV channels which are talking Swiss German, which is really, it's amazing. How many different kind of languages or slangs or however you want to call it they had back in the days. Every valley has its own language basically because they have been their own tribes. The Aborigines of the Swiss Alps. Yeah, we are talking about Finland. They're like the Sami people, the Scandinavian Eskimos, if you will. They have their own language. They lost much of their rights, they lost much of their land. Quite like the Indians or Inuit or almost all other ancient tribe people all over the world. Aborigines in Australia. I just recently talked about them. But anyway, I think I finally found something which could indicate that also here in Finland, back in the days, some people probably have seen the auroras touching the ground. That's why the reindeer is associated with fire. Yeah, that's why Santa Claus has reindeers. But I have been talking about this earlier. You probably will find videos about Santa Claus and Venus. But anyway, I leave it here. Thanks. Bye.